Developed by Mike Caulfield in 2019, the SIFT method teaches 4 actions for students to take when evaluating a resource. This method is particularly useful for online digital resources and websites. The key is recontextualization. Information online is frequently taken out of context or used in deliberate or accidental deceptions. When we take the time to consider the original context of information, coupled with what we know about the current resource we're evaluating, we can better understand how or if we can use it in our research. Stop. The first move is to stop and ask yourself if the website is an authoritative resource of the information provided. If you can't determine the reputation of the resource, continue with the other 3 steps as needed. Be warned that as you work your way through the SIFT steps, you may eventually find yourself on tangents with little relevance to your original search or mission. If so, stop again and reset your goals. Investigate the resource. Consider where this information is coming from. Are you reading an article by a Nobel Prize winner or by a blogger with no credentials? Are you reading an article claiming that eggs can make you live longer, sponsored by the Poultry Farmers of America? These examples aren't meant to indicate that prize-winning authors are infallible, or that information provided with persuasive intent can never be useful. It's simply important to remain aware of the origin of your resources. And don't feel that you have to accept a resource's self-defined identity. Look for evidence of who the resource is outside of traditional avenues, like a website's About page. If you want to learn more about a particular resource, consider using the Google Search Details feature. In a list of Google results, click on the 3 dots to the right of the listed URL to receive additional About This Result information. Frequently, this entry will include details about the ownership or the history of an organization, perhaps helping you to determine its overall credibility. This is also a good time to utilize sites like Wikipedia, where you can search community source details about a site or organization's potential motivations and biases. A helpful hint here is what we call the Wikipedia trick, in which you strip a URL down to its basic level, add a space, and then type Wikipedia. This will bring up a list of results with the Wikipedia entry at the top. Click on that to research details about the site in question. Find better coverage. If you are interested in a claim made by a resource, find more information about that claim rather than digging into the original resource. Is the argument controversial or widely accepted? Find the best resource available and try to find consensus between multiple resources. You are not required to agree with the consensus, of course, but you should at least be aware of it. Consider using fact-checking sites like PolitiFact, Snopes, or factcheck.org if you're unsure about a claim being made. Trace claims, quotes, and media back to the original context. Check the premise. Quotes and other media are often stripped of context in order to create evidence of a misleading claim. Find the original resource of these types of information as often as possible and verify their relevance to the claims in your resource. Another shortcut tool for this is the Google right-click trick. Highlight any portion of text on a web page in the Chrome browser and right-click to find the option for Search Google For. The results might guide you toward the original resource of a claim. If there is a bibliography available, that can be a great resource for tracing original claims or quotes as well. Once located, really ask yourself, was this information presented accurately and in the proper context?